Good morning. Welcome to Old Vine Zen. I'm Jan, and it's early like Sunday morning. So I thought I'd give you a short little rundown how my mornings go. Usually I wake up between 4:30. If I'm sleeping in, it'll be 5, but that's pretty rare. And that is like my time. That I love that time of day. And so I get up, I throw a lot of warm clothes on, I grab Ollie, and we walk for maybe about 4 blocks, not a long ways. And then we come back. Then I make my 1 cup of coffee, which is a French press, and I love doing that, the whole thing. So I make my coffee, and I take off all the warm clothes, and I have what's left is what I slept in. I get back into bed, and I just kind of hold that cup of coffee, and I just enjoy it. It's just so delicious. I can't explain it. Um, Sometimes I close my eyes and I just, kind of drift. And then I finish that and I put it on my nightstand. And then sometimes I'll go into this meditative kind of thought. Sometimes I'll write. Sometimes I'll look at a YouTube that I'm following, maybe of the Stoic philosophers or whatever. And I just kind of just take it easy until it's time to get up and get my day started. And that's how I do it. So, what I wanted to share with you today, I don't know why I wanted to tell you that, but now you know. So, last week I had a promise, I was given a promise, and it was broken. Yep, they didn't come through. And to most people, it wasn't a big deal, it wasn't a big promise, right? But to me, it was like a big promise. It really meant a lot to me. And I started thinking about my promises. And I looked back and I look at a trail of promises that I have broken in my life, a lot of promises. And I thought, wow, I went through all those promises and broke them, and it barely fazed me. And that's what I thought anyway. But it's not the truth. Because when we break a promise, we start etching away at our self-worth. We might not notice it, but underneath us, in that deepest part of us, we know that we broke a promise. We let somebody down. And it etches away on our self-worth, our self-respect. Excuse me, our self-respect. And it holds us back from personal growth when we break a promise, okay? And not just to someone else, to ourselves. How many promises have you made to yourself that you broke, that you kind of let yourself off the hook? Well, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll do it next year. Oh, I just never was good at that. How many promises? I'll do it today, and you don't do it. Those kind of promises etch away at you too. They don't build you up. They don't make you stronger. They don't make you more disciplined. They don't give yourself self-respect. They etch away at you. And so the Buddha would say, in regard to this, he talks about right speech, right action. So he would say, be thoughtful in your promises, meaning don't just throw them out there. Be confident that you can fulfill your promise and that you will as best you can. And I'm not talking about when emergencies come up and, your car breaks down or you get sick. We know that. But I'm talking about when you can fulfill it, but you just choose not to. because you don't feel like it. So be thoughtful, be specific. What can you do? What is your promise? Specifically, what can it be that you can fulfill? Be honest. And lastly, when you do break your promise, because you're human, we will continue. When you do break your promise, say you're sorry. Own it. Say you're sorry to yourself. I'm sorry, self. I broke my promise. But I guarantee you I will do better. And so when you break your promise to yourself, get right back on that horse. So you blew it today, you just didn't do it. Do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. Don't let yourself off the hook. Own it. And then get back in there and do it. And you can. And every time we do it, we get stronger, we grow, we become more confident, and we have more self-worth. And so I forgive the person that broke their promise because I learned something from it. I did. I learned something from it. And what it is what I'm telling you. That's what I learned from it. So I got something out of it. So the Buddha would say, thank you for breaking your promise. I got something out of it. Not, directly from you. That person will have to own their own broken promise. It's not up to me. And then lastly, before we go into our meditation, do not avoid making promises, because that could be a really easy way out, right? Well, I just won't make a promise. That way I won't break a promise. No, because you won't get stronger. You won't get more self-respect when you just don't do it. It's like the person that fails. It's better they failed and tried than the person that says, well, I've never failed. Well, that's because you've never done anything. So do it and fail. If you make a promise, do with all your heart, try to fulfill it. And if something happens and you can't, then say you're sorry. So today, I want us, the Buddha would say, start out small. I want you and me to make a small promise for today. Now, if you're watching this at night, make your promise for tomorrow. A small promise, but it has to be a little bit challenging. It can't be an easy promise, something that you do all the time, so it's no big thing. It's got to be a little bit of a challenge, but you feel that you can do it. So maybe I won't have anything sugary today. Maybe for you that's hard, but you can do it for a day. Maybe it's not to worry. I'm not going to worry today. And every time you start to worry and you catch yourself, whoops, I'm worrying. I promised myself I wouldn't. And you bring yourself back to something good that's happening. So whatever it is, there are a lot of things, I'll exercise a little bit today. I'll get out there and walk. I'll put a little bit more, oomph into my walk. Something little but challenging to yourself, not to somebody else, but to yourself. Okay? So let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to do it. Should I tell you my promise? Let me meditate on it for a minute, okay? So, relax your shoulders, a nice posture, whether you're leaning back or you're lying down, I hope you're somewhere where you can relax and just take a moment for yourself on this winter day, unless you're in some faraway country and it's summertime. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath and let it go. Allow your belly to relax, soften. Take a comfortable position. Take one more deep breath, feeling that crisp coolness of the air, and exhale slowly, releasing any tension. Breathing in, breathing out. Imagine the stillness of winter around you. Picture soft snow blanketing the ground, quieting the world in silence. Breathing in and breathing out. The trees are bare, the branches reaching towards the sky. Everything is resting in the season of renewal. Breathing in and breathing out, feeling the calmness of wintertime. With each breath, allow yourself to feel the peace of this season. Just inhale the stillness. Exhale any rush or worry, any forgotten promises of the past. There's no going back, there's only moving into this moment. Just let that slow rhythm of winter remind you that the rest is part of growth. Breathing in and breathing out. Let us bring to mind for a moment a gentle promise to ourselves in the day that follows. What is your promise to yourself? I promise focus on the warmth that's within you, the energy that you carry to fulfill your promise, your confidence, your discipline. The strength you have to carry out your promise today. The warmth of your breath, your heartbeat, the gentle energy that sustains you, that gives you strength to fulfill your promise today. Nothing too great, nothing beyond reach. Something that's doable for you. But still demands some discipline from you. Maybe it's a phone call to someone that you've put off. Maybe it's a letter to write. Maybe it's something to say that you've always wanted to say. And so, like the earth beneath the snow, we are preparing for new beginnings today. Breathing in, breathing out, I promise from the depths of my heart to fulfill the promise that I have set forth. Feeling confident, anticipating, looking forward to that wonderful feeling when one accomplishes a promise that is fulfilled. Let us go forth and do it. Let us share in that wonderful feeling. You can do it, and I can do it. Breathing in and breathing out. Stillness, quietness, the wonder of sitting with our promise. May we be successful. We will be. We're confident in that. And now we will close our meditation for today. And as we gently come back to where we began, and we slowly return to open our eyes, I'd like to thank you for joining me this morning or whenever you're watching. I would love to know your promise. You know, this is the one thing about this kind of communication that's really difficult for me because I do all the talking and I'm more of a listening type of person. And I can't hear you. So it's hard, it's difficult for me. It's a challenge, but I know it's just the way it is. But if you'd like to share your promise to yourself, I would love to know it. I made a promise to myself for today, and that is to I tend to analyze everything too much, and so I'm gonna stop doing that. And I don't know if it's analyze or if it's trusting, but I'm gonna take things more as they appear instead of trying to dig deep underneath everything. You know, just kind of take it at face value, I guess. I'm gonna give it a shot, and that's kind of hard because I analyze. That's just the way I am. So I'm gonna work at that. And today, I'm just I'm gonna take everything as it's presented to me, and I'm gonna take it and believe it. So share your promise with me if you want to. I would love to hear it. I mean, sometimes I get this feeling like I'm talking to no one. I mean, it's like I'm talking to myself because that's what I see is myself and my giraffe back there. You know, that's what I see. So anyway, it is what it is, right? Is as it is. So take care of yourself. Have a good week and fulfill your promises. Okay? Work at it. Do it. So thank you, and I'll see you soon.